everyone, Griff Hamlin here. Welcome and thanks for joining me. Today we're doing kind of a blues rock edition, and I want to talk to you about the minor seventh chord. And the minor seventh chord is kind of a blues rock staple, and a couple of examples of it I played on the way in. In particular, Robin Trower and ZZ Top use it in a couple of their tunes. Two Rolling Stoned is the Robin Trower tune, and Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers is the ZZ Top tune. So if we look at a minor seventh chord, there's a couple of different ways you can play it. In the first example, the Robin Trower example, I'm playing it in B. It might be B flat, it might be C. I never really know. You know, it depends on what recording you hear. But I'm doing a two-fingered approach to this chord. You might know the original. You know, if you take a straight out major bar chord here, right? So there's a B major bar chord. 7th fret, 9th fret, 9th fret, 8th fret, 7th, 7th. Okay, if we remove the middle finger, it's B minor. Right, so now we got a 7th on the 3rd string instead of 8th fret. If we remove the pinky as well, now we get the flatted 7th in there. So 7th fret, 9th fret, 7th, 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 7th. All 7ths. So they're all 7th except that nasty 5th string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of switch it around. I'm going to put my middle finger on that 7th fret, and I'm going to use my 3rd finger to get the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. And now I can kind of relax one end or the other, and if I go to... You hear I can kind of go back and forth. So a little palm mute on the low end to keep it under control, and then when I strike the higher end, the top string mutes out, the 5th string mutes out because my middle finger is laying on top of it. So that's the beginning of the Robin Trower lick. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. I just slid it up 2 frets, and then I'll do a kind of the Stormy Slag move from Blues Guitar Unleashed. So, and what I'm doing here is I'm sliding up the 7th fret to the 9th fret on the 4th string, then add on the 9th fret of the 2nd string and come back. So all together. Now, of course, part of the fun is to turn on a vibe pedal when you do that. If you really want the Robin Trower sound, turn on a little bit of, get some reverb going, maybe a touch of delay, and a vibe. A vibe pedal, there's lots of good vibe pedals out there. The Univibe is the classic, and Dunlop, I think, or Way Huge, or somebody, MXR, somebody has kind of reissued something similar to it. But a vibe sounds like this. So you just kind of got that wow, wow a little bit. With the overdrive, it's not as pronounced. But nonetheless, it is kind of fun to play around with. Now, the ZZ Top tune uses the exact same chord, but down on a G. Now, they use kind of a down, up, down type of thing instead of just eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. So I'm just going down, up, down occasionally. And then there's a 3, 4, 5 on the 5th fret, 3rd fret on the 4th string. Pull off, sorry, 3, 4, 5 on the 5th string. 3rd fret, 4th string. I pull off to the open and then grab the low B flat down here at the 6th fret of the 6th string. I'm pretty sure that's not how he plays it, but I think he tunes differently. I think it's like tuned to open G or something. I don't know. When I've seen it on video when they play it live, it looks different, but when I listen to it very carefully, those are the notes that I hear. So I can only assume that that's what's going on. And the point here isn't necessarily to teach you these songs. It's fairly easy in most cases to learn the songs, but what I really wanted to show you was this minor seventh idea, again, being used, and then he just moves it up to the C, the 4 chord, and then the 5 chord. One other variation is that you can take the top of that and add on the octaves. So instead of this note, you add that note, and instead of this one, you add that one. And then you get sort of a Jimi Hendrix thing, except to be here. But it's still a minor seventh. Just moved up. So hopefully you can see, there's a lot of kind of just fun things you can do with a minor seventh chord. And again, obviously it's more of a blues rock type of thing, and certainly in straight out classic rock and hard rock music, the minor seventh chord is all over the place. But if you're kind of leaning a little bit more towards the rock tendency, it's a great chord to know, and it's a great, having that idea of sort of bouncing back and forth between the low end of the minor seventh and the higher end of the minor seventh. Hopefully now, when you hear that used in other places, you've been exposed to it, and you'll recognize that, and you'll know how it's done. So hope you enjoyed this video and hope you got something out of it, and I'll see you again real soon.